are issues today when it comes to housing and health, but this is the fault of the government, and this is from decades of underfunding. It's from parties ignoring the needs of working class communities and prioritising profits instead. Government needs to take real action on hate crime.
The people of Tallaght came out in force to say enough is enough of these racist attacks. We want to feel safe on our streets, and we say no to hate, violence and bigotry.
I think this shows it's very clear that Killamana sends a clear message. It's not acceptable what happened. Killamana does not stand for this, and Tallaght does not stand for this at all. I think it's important to give a shout out to...
Recently, on Saturday night, an Indian fella that was beat up, torn to bits in Tallaght by a bunch of young lads. Apparently the accusation came from that he was falsely accused on a right-wing anti-immigrant page that he was being inappropriate with kids. The Gardaí did an investigation and there was no evidence as to say that he was doing any of that. This is just to say that if you falsely accuse someone, the outcome is this terrible state that he is in now. It's actually sad because your man was only here 10 days. He was working for a tech company. Now, I don't know the full story, so I'm not trying to be biased, but you know, as when I read the news on it, the number of like immigrants, as you may call, the percentage of immigrants in prison in Ireland is largely lower than that of non-immigrant. So the crime isn't caused by immigrants. This fella was probably just thinking it's just another Sunday, another Saturday, going to work and being absolutely jumped by 12 young fellas. And you have to ask the question, like imagine you're being falsely accused and you have no clue and you're bloodied up like that. It's just fucking madness. And the teachings don't come.
Suddenly these people have came from behind. They started hitting me. They have hit me on the face. You can see injuries here in the leg. It was definitely a target because of my brown skin.
He was just walking down the road. He didn't do anything. He didn't come upon these teenagers. They actively went after him.
Almost a fortnight ago in Tallaght, an Indian man in his 40s was set upon by a gang of teenagers in an unprovoked attack.
I've never seen anything like it in my life. He had cuts and bruises on him. He had been stripped of his clothes. He's completely traumatised. He doesn't understand, which you can imagine. Like, how could you ever understand something like this happening to you when you're walking down the road?
Now, since then, I've been in contact with the Indian Embassy and a number of individuals who've told me attacks like this that are racially motivated are becoming more and more common.
Since that Tallaght attack, at least we have on 3 occasions, Indians were targeted. As a whole, our Indian community feeling we are living in fear and distress. If something is happening regularly, repeatedly, and targeting a particular community, all we wanted is a fair investigation on it. That's all.
Last Thursday night here on Amiens Street at the tram stop, a 26-year-old Indian man was set upon by a gang of teenagers. I've spoken to one of his friends and she believes the attack was racially motivated.
He was hit and assaulted by a group of 14 to 16 teenagers, where he was struck at the back of his head first and then was later on stabbed on his face with a screwdriver without any provocation. I believe that it could be racially motivated because of his color, skin color. he's slowly recovering, but still traumatized by the event that happened.
And this attack near Conley Station again wasn't an isolated incident. 32-year-old Santosh suffered serious injuries after he was attacked by a group of teenagers in Clondalkin last Sunday night.
We were walking after dinner, and suddenly these people came from behind and they snatched my glasses. They started hitting me. You get shocked, and you're like, you don't even realize what is happening and why it's happening, and there was not much communication, nothing. It's just like they came and started beating me. It was definitely a target because of my brown skin.
So with racially motivated attacks like this becoming more and more common, do ethnic minorities now feel safe in Dublin?
Every time that I go out, I'm very hyper vigilant. It's something that's still in my mind where I have to be careful 24/7.
I do not feel safe there because I'm seeing these teenagers and these kind of incidents are increasing day by day there. What is the purpose of living somewhere where even I can't walk on the street?
In the last while, definitely, suppose when you go for a walk, we always prefer to go with a group, right?
For safety.
Just for the safety, but it's not a great feeling, I have to say.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something very serious and heartbreaking. An Indian man was beaten up in Tallaght, Dublin. Yes, in 2025, things like this are still happening. It's painful, it's shocking, and it needs to be addressed. Let's get into it. Let's kindly watch these clips. All credits to the owners. We come back with more commentary.
There are two forms of racism that are widely accepted among multiple races, not just white people. And number one is Indians. I'm talking about Indians from India. The racism about their looks and about how they smell and about their country is insane. When Indians come to immigrate to America, they love this country. They work hard. They always become the smartest kids in the class, and they go on to take on some of the toughest jobs, including scientists, engineers, doctors. They're extremely successful. The second form of racism that is widely accepted is Jewish racism. I wear a Jewish star, a Star of David, and you wouldn't believe the amount of comments that go, "Oh, the necklace is all I needed to know," inferring that because I'm Jewish, which I'm not Jewish, but they think I'm Jewish because I'm wearing the Star of David. They are inferring that, oh, she's Jewish, that's what's wrong with her. I watched a video of a woman who was not white talk about how there was a reason that Hitler slaughtered 6 million Jews. It was their fault. She said that Hitler saw what the Jewish people were doing, and he was ahead of his time. He knew that something was wrong with the Jews and he needed to exterminate them. And everyone in the room goes, And on these videos, I see hundreds of comments of people going, yup, this is right, agreeing with this, agreeing that 6 million Jews being slaughtered, there was a reason for that. Imagine if someone had told her that black people deserved to be in slavery because the white people saw what they were doing in Africa, so they needed to enslave them. Imagine if those words would have come out of somebody's mouth. The backlash, the social justice warriors would have come out from everywhere. Which, to clarify, slavery is never okay. What happened to black people with slavery was horrid. But for some reason, when it's Jews being genocided, and we're saying, oh, that was fine. Barely a peep from anyone. This is a very, very scary time.
So I've just watched a video where this lovely Irish lady is telling about the horrific attack that took place on an Indian immigrant in Tallaght. I'm angry. I'm absolutely appalled. I'm furious. This young man was falsely accused of being a sexual predator. Why? Because of his skin color, because he was brown, because the far right promotes this idea that every brown person, every person that happens to be a Muslim or comes from South Asia must be a sexual predator. This was not random. This was a deliberate hate crime, and Gardaí must investigate and treat this as a hate crime. No excuses. And to the keyboard warriors and bots that are spewing this filth online, you are complicit. You're responsible. Because of your lies, real lives are endangered. People's lives are being affected. I myself was attacked last year in Tallaght. Many more people are being attacked. This is not acceptable. To the parents, you should take parental responsibility. Where are your children in the nights? Where do they spend their evenings? Who do they hang out with? As a parent, you should know. And if your child is engaged in any violent act, you are responsible. We are losing young people to hate. We must speak up. Otherwise, we will fail if we fail these children. Ireland, please wake up. No more lies, no more rumors, no more hate, and no more violence.
So this man was attacked, and from what we see in the video, he looks scared, confused and hurt. He was sitting in his car sharing what happened. No one should go through this, especially just for being different, for being an immigrant, for being Indian, or for looking a certain way. This is not just a random fight. This is an attack that seems to be based on racism and hate, and it happened in public in a community. Now you may ask, why should we care? Yeah, because this could be anyone. It could be your brother, your cousin, your friend. It could be you just walking home, going to work, or sitting in your car. This shows that even today, immigrants still face hate, fear, and violence. They leave their home countries looking for safety, looking for peace and opportunity, but instead they get attacked. That's not fair. That's not fair. I'm telling you. Tallaght is a part of Dublin and many immigrants live there. It's supposed to be a place where people live together in peace. But now people are scared. This is not just about one man, this is about many people who face silent abuse every day. Not all attacks are physical, some are words, some are looks, some are being ignored or treated badly. This incident just shows the tip of the iceberg. Let me be real with you guys. This makes me sad. It makes me angry because how long do we have to fight to be treated as humans? We don't come to these countries to cause problems. We come to work, to live, to grow. But still, people treat us like outsiders. I feel pain for this man. I hope he gets justice, and I hope his story is heard. Now, what can we do? What can we do? First, share this story. Don't let this video just disappear. Second, speak up if you see racism happening. Don't stay silent. Please speak up. And third, support each other. We are stronger together. Whether you are African, Asian, Black, Arab, or from anywhere, stand together. Even Irish people who believe in justice, you are part of this too. To those who are doing this kind of violence, what are you afraid of? Why do you think hurting someone makes you stronger? Why? It doesn't. It only shows weakness. No one is taking your place. There is room for everyone to live. Hate is not culture. Violence is not tradition. Yeah. So let's not be silent. Let's use our voices. Let's use our platforms. Let's support this man and others like him. Because if we don't talk about it, nothing will change. And remember, human is human. No one is better than anyone. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the love and support. Oh my God, I love you guys and I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Please like, comment and share this video. Let's stand against hate. So thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time. Bye.